Good evening and welcome to it. This is Chess and Wine. My name is ADB Love, back with some interesting, just positivity all around right now. Just positive news, good stuff. We see that the Olympiads are very close. They're very close. They are approaching. Here, a lot of players are busy arranging their visas, all their travel documents, and trying to make sure that everything is ready and in order. Maybe that's not so positive, but yes. So definitely, players are busy running around trying to make sure that their papers are in order and they're ready to travel. And it's a lot for a lot of them, especially since you've seen that there's players under 18 in Team South Africa, right? Like there's a lot more that they need to do. But yeah, so that's what's happening, and again, it's a kind of okay. See, it's a concern though, right? Like it's something that needs fixing. Like when players need to travel to represent South Africa, who needs to be doing the preparation for them? Who needs to be assisting them? Is it their parents? Is it their clubs? Is it Chess South Africa secretary? I remember back in the day, there was Mrs. Masol Agalas, who was very helpful, even though obviously just only for consultation and things like that. Like she would let you know what was needed and things like that, like all the details of communication and so I don't know how far the responsibility of Chess South Africa is supposed to stretch, like what they need to do or they don't need to do in assisting players, because I don't think the cost of acquiring a visa, passport for those that don't have, and all this other documents should be on the players. Like all of the stresses, all of the traveling costs, because it's a lot. It's a lot. We always hear parents always crying, because I remember even the one time when we were speaking about the players having to go to, where was this? Was it the African individual? Yeah, actually the Africa Games, where some players couldn't go because it was such short notice. Some did the running around, and then last minute they couldn't. It was just a lot. Like, but it's something that needs to be spoken about. Whose responsibility is it? Is it not supposed to be Chess South Africa that is assisting? But obviously the cost of it, again, should that burden go to the parents? What about the players that do not have parents? Because some players don't have parents, right? It's not a prerequisite that you have parents if you're going to be a chess player. And what about the players who have parents whose parents are, I don't know, how do you, illiterate or poor or whatever, but they are unable to in any way? What then? Are those going to be special cases and they'll start looking at them at that, or should they immediately take over all of those responsibility? Because it's like a team now, especially when it's a team event. Every time the players have to represent South Africa, because the administrators must make sure that the entire team has all of the documents ready by the time, and not just by pushing them, but obviously by actively helping and assisting and in many ways, whether working with the regional federations leaders or whether working with their clubs. But somehow it has to be their responsibility because they want for the team. Because imagine now in a team of the Olympiad team of how many players? Of 10 players, because I see it's 10 players that are going to the Olympiads. 3 of them say, I couldn't finalize my visa in time, and that's why I can't go. Now that team is weakened because now these are the players, these are the strongest that we believe in, these are the strongest that we have selected, and that's why we're trusting them. So this is the squad. So if it happens that any 1 or 2 of them gets compromised, then it should be a national issue. You see what I mean? So that's why these things like this should not be left to the players to see for themselves and then just update. So yeah, so basically this is what we have. So South Africa is going to be represented by the Olympiads are going to be taking place in Hungary from the 10th of September to the 23rd of September. Right, and the players that are going to be representing the open section of South Africa are Mr. Daniel Barish, as per the letter from FIDE, Mr. Daniel Barish, Mr. Caleb Leviton, Mr. Jan Kusten, Mr. Charlton Miasta, Mr. Banele Mango. You see now all this 5 players. Like I see 2 players here under 18, and Charlton is just what just turned 18 as well. So you see what I mean? Like there are a lot of things that these players can't do for themselves, but the others maybe. And then again for the women's section, we see there's Miss Jessie February, Miss Chloe Badenhost, Miss Robin Klassen, Miss Hayley Nell, Miss Davida Strong. So, which means Charlize Van Zyl decided she's not going after all that happened, and so yeah, that's a story for another day. So yes, remember that after she couldn't play. It was a lot of issues. I think I've mentioned it in the video reporting on some of the videos. If you just check the playlist on the essay closed, I think it's reported there were some of the challenges that were faced that may have led to Women International Master Charlize Van Zyl, who finished second place, in fact, to no longer be on the list of players going to the Olympiads representing Team South Africa. So basically, yeah, these are the players. And so we wonder if their federations are going to be assisting them, because we know that FIDE covers with this event, especially covers traveling and accommodation, and it's supposed to be an allowance, in fact, that is coming from FIDE. So I don't know whether there's something that Chess South Africa is going to be doing for the players. We know that, I don't know if you haven't been updated, if I haven't updated, we know that Hendrik de Duyt has already resigned from, he accepted that Chess South Africa is under new leadership and is going to be doing the handover tomorrow, obviously after losing both cases, the case against FIDE and the case against SASCOC. So both of which obviously were lost on the fact that all of his the council members were suspended. I think that's one of them was actually for that was the main reason, that if everything is in order, yes, fine, but then you had suspended all of your provinces. So who were you getting the mandate from? So who are you representing? Because as an executive board, you get your mandate from your national council. So if all the members of your national council have been suspended, who's mandating you? Who do you report to? Who do you account to? Then you can't legitimately call yourself the legitimate structure, the legitimate executive board. So yeah, but then, yeah, at least now everyone is happy, and Hendrik de Duyt has also decided to be a good sport about this thing, yes, and hand over. So there's going to be hand over. Hopefully, Chess South Africa is also going to be having money by tomorrow, and then maybe they'll be able to assist where they can as well for the players. I was just so I don't know, so happy to see this letter coming from. This is actually a communication from Gauteng Province Chess. So Gauteng Chess is actually going to be assisting. There are 3 players who have qualified, who are going to the Olympiads financially, which is actually a very beautiful thing. And again, we understand Gauteng Chess has some money. They made some money from the hosting of the African Youth Chess Championships. They've made some money from the hosting of the inter-regionals as a province. So we don't know. So smart provinces know how to make money to support their players. So again, I'm happy that they remember that the reason why they're there, it's to serve the interest of their players. So this is actually signs that now leaders are starting to actually remember. Maybe they've been like that, but this is actually a good sign. It's a good direction for all federations, for all. It's a good example for all leaders, right? Like for all regional leaders, provincial leaders. Here's a letter from Gauteng from the 14th of July, and wow. So no, how is it July 14? What date is it today? So maybe they're meant to release it on July 14. Did I get it very early? It's dated July 14, 2024, and today is not. So July 14, dear Council of Gauteng Chess, on behalf of Gauteng Chess, it is my immense pleasure to extend our heartfelt congratulations to our 3 players, Caleb Leviton, Hayley Nell, and Chloe Badenhost, who will be representing South Africa in the upcoming Chess Olympiad in Budapest. This is a tremendous honor for our province, whereby these young talents will display their exceptional skills, dedication, and passion for the game of chess. We are extremely proud of their achievement and the distinction they bring to themselves, our province, and country. As they prepare to compete on the world stage, we want to support them in their journey. Gauteng Chess is pleased to offer these 3 players an amount of 15,000 rands each towards their travel expenses. Is it travel? Do they have any travel expenses though? Yeah, man. Okay. So please do not hesitate to contact us if there are any further ways we can assist you. We are confident that these young, talented players will represent Gauteng and South Africa with pride and excellence. And we look forward to hearing about their experiences and successes in Budapest. Once again, congratulations on this outstanding achievement. We wish all of you the very best in your preparation and during the competition. Kind regards, President Gauteng Chess, Vicky Magoo, with phone number and details as well. So yeah, but yeah, well, people still are concerned about the fact that it's signed Vicky Magoo, who is the president of Gauteng and also still the vice president of Chess South Africa. What's happening with that delay? But we are not there as well. But again, another issue that is coming through to mind is assisting them through with the traveling expenses. Because I'm under the impression that the traveling expenses and accommodation expenses are covered by FIDE through the FIDE allowance for players going to the Olympiad. No. But I know there will be definitely costs of organizing the visas, of running around and all doing all these other things. But yeah, so yeah, and again, we're still gonna get some kind of hopefully communication from Chess South Africa. When I asked if well the other players, because we know that we see that the other players are from which other regions. There's Cape Town, Cape Town Chess Federation in the Western Cape, and there is Bujanala. And then obviously there's this, what's this place now that we see here? Wow, these are the only provinces, or the only regions. Because the presence of Charlize Van Zyl would have included the third, what am I saying? Eastern Cape, right? Because she's under Nelson Mandela Bay, Eastern Cape. But then now that she's not here, so I think it's only these three different regions here now. Is it just regions? No, yeah, it's Gauteng. So there's Johannesburg Metro, Tshwane, it's Cape Town Chess, and Bojanala. So like four of the strongest regions in South Africa. So these are the four that are here. And Cape Town, obviously, they are still trying. Apparently, their coffers were empty and they're just trying to make means to see if they can assist their players. Bujanala always says that we always do what we can for our players. But I haven't got any communication or any feedback from Bujanala as yet on that matter. But definitely, whenever anything comes up, we'll let you know. Because obviously, the players will need to be taken care of. And I'm sure they definitely will be taken care of in this regard. Yeah. So another very interesting point. No, it's just so interested to see that in Tshwane, this is actually Tshwane communication. Where I don't know how other regions do this when they host tournaments, right? Like it's actually very interesting, especially since there are very new executive committees that are popping up everywhere. I saw there's one in Northern Cape. There's a few here in Mpumalanga. So what happens is with it's one chess. And I'm sure it's the same with other regions. So they were having this. Okay, with others, I know that when they're hosting tournaments, they'll obviously take. That's why they take the money in cash. They'll take the entry fees and maybe get the prize money from the entry fees. Especially the ones that they do the tournaments they do here in Nelspruit, and that's not a problem because they always just make sure that there's enough prize money from the entry fees because their prizes are always 350 rand first place. If the entry fee is 100 rand and you come out third place, you're gonna walk away with your 100 rand that you entered with. But yeah, but that's besides that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that the events where they've got a big prize funds, right? Where they promise you prize fund that is not likely to come from the entry fees, or even if it does, that's another issue. But there's a chance that it might not. So what they do in Tshwane is they ask the organizers to send the prize money to them as Tshwane, the event is held under the auspices, because it's the body, the federation that is the custodian of chess in the region, right? So if players play a tournament that is under the auspices of Tshwane, if they happen not to get paid their prize money, they must definitely speak to Tshwane, right? If there's Tshwane appearing there, so Tshwane must take full responsibility. So because of I'm aware of that, because they don't want to have to deal with issues where there's no prize money for players. What Tshwane does is they ask the organizers the schools, and I think in this case they were talking about the is it Prestige School? Yes, the school that they actually are running the tournament for, and they're saying, give us the prize money, we will pay the players the prize money. We will come and assist you with the running of the event and everything, and then they will obviously be paying out their prizes, guaranteeing to the players that they'll definitely get their money, because they probably, let me just read this communication that I saw, because again it just kind of makes sense. It helped me understand this. So it says, hi, what is the problem on the Powerhouse group? I think there was some complaints, but again, maybe the story will come and then we'll get the other sides of it. So it goes as follows: if it is about the Prestige tournament prize money, then the following needs to be communicated to them. The Prestige College event is a Tshwane affiliated event, which means Tshwane does not host the event. The event is managed by a school or club in our district. This year we have billed all new events for the prize money they promised, to ensure that the players are paid within 7 days, or within 7 to 14 days after the event. We can, however, not make payments to players if the organizer of the event has not paid us for the prize fund. Again, then you must not allow the event to happen if the organizer has not paid you the prize fund, right? Yeah, so Prestige College paid the prize fund over to us last night, and our finance manager loaded all payments this morning. If this is not acceptable to players, Tshwane will stop billing these new organizers, which was an attempt to ensure that players do get paid, and players must then wait until whenever the school or club pays them. Last year, we had a club pay players only 3 to 4 weeks after the event. Whew. Players don't like that. I also had an issue like that with one of the sponsors with an event where they had to wait a month, and I wasn't even aware because we didn't accept that just because yeah, because I mean I just trusted that after the event the organizer the sponsor will just pay directly from their account. And the sponsor just said, oh yeah, no, I'm just waiting for the money to clear. We'll pay you next week. Ooh, shocker. Why didn't you tell me before? And then we had to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and players were starting to get annoyed. And that is why it's definitely important that you have the prize money in possession, even if a sponsor promises you. And that is why when Bombela Chess Club wanted to have a tournament last year, we were like, where's the prize money? And the sponsor's like, don't worry, we have the money. I'm like, we worry when you say things like that. You can't say, don't worry, we have the money. We want to be sure that we have the money, because we can't promise people that the money is here when we didn't see the money. Because after that, then we get stories. Yeah. All right. So basically that's what's happening. And let me see if there's anything else that is worth. Oh yes, and there's interesting thing where people are actually writing on Twitter or on X actually, or was it on Facebook as well, on social media, writing to the new Minister of Sports, Gauteng Chess, saying, please fix chess South Africa. Here are too much. Oh, here there are too much. There's too much going on in the chess world in South Africa. It's full of corruption. Please, my minister, there's too much corruption in South Africa, in chess in South Africa. So, that's basically what's happening. I don't know what will happen if Mackenzie were to get involved. The sports minister is still trying to, maybe we should get him involved in chess. Because I hear that there's people that are involving politicians in events these days. So, in Gauteng, they had politicians, and in KZN they had politicians. So maybe Mackenzie has a place here in chess. He must be Gauteng Mackenzie must be brought in. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, so this is it from me for now. All the best to all the players who are representing chess South Africa at the Olympiads. It's gonna be some beautiful things. It's gonna be some beautiful experience in Hungary. 10 to 23 September. When they come back, 24 and 25, they go to the Mojo Extravaganza. Hoping they'll still have some stamina left. Oh, good evening, good night.